Hi everyone, how are we all feeling today? I have a lovely standing flow for you. This practice is all about bringing some movement and mobility into the hip area, but we are going to stay standing throughout. If you would prefer to work your hips in a reclined or seated posture, then I have linked a previous video in the description underneath. So go and check it out if that is more a position that you would rather be in. But anyway, today we are going to stand. This practice is also suitable if you are new to yoga, if you are a beginner. We're just going to move through a couple of postures, linking them together with the breath and just taking our time. As with all postures in a yoga practice, you should be tuning into your breath, noticing any sensations that might arise within your body. And if it doesn't feel right, then just don't do it. I will, of course, be offering modifications for the postures in this practice, so hopefully there will be something to suit everyone. Find a position on your mat, a place on your mat, be it to the right-hand side, the left, dead center, and we're going to place the feet roughly underneath the hips. Lift the shoulders up to the ears and just roll them back and down. Shrug those shoulders down. This is a pose called mountain pose. And just as a mountain is rooted and solid, that is the feeling that you want to bring to your body. So your feet are rooting down towards the earth. And if you close your eyes, you can feel the weight underneath your big toe, maybe your small toe, and the center point of your heel as well. So you have your weight borne equally throughout the soles of your feet. And also with your eyes closed, if you just move gently to one side and then the other, maybe bringing your weight forwards and backwards, you can find your center point of gravity, which is obviously particular to you. You might notice if you carry your weight more towards the right, or maybe you lean a little bit towards the left. And if we can just try and center ourselves, keeping our shoulders soft and our breath even. So as we draw our breath in, breathing in through the nose, you can feel the expansion of the belly. And as you exhale, again, through the nose, you just feel the lungs emptying of air. And just continue the breath in this fashion. A nice even inhale and an even exhale. You can give your toes a little bit of a wiggle if you want to. You can have your eyes open or you can keep them shut. Just taking maybe 4 to 5 focused breaths at the beginning of our standing class today. Just taking one more inhale and exhale here. If you have your eyes shut, open your eyes here. And we are going to keep our right foot in this position. And we are going to take our left foot, keeping toes to floor, heel onto ankle. We're coming into tree. Now, if this feels okay, with that knee turned out to the side, but that right hip still facing forward, then we can stay here, taking our hands towards our heart. The standing leg is nice and straight. We're rooting down through that foot. We are standing tall in our tree. If you'd like to experiment with that left foot position, you can maybe slide it up the calf, keeping that left knee out to the side a little bit. Focus on a point in front of you, something that hopefully isn't moving, and let your breath flow evenly so we're not holding the breath. If you would like to take it a stage further, you can take your left foot to the inside of your thigh. Have a play around with it, see how it feels. If your foot is against the thigh, push foot to thigh, thigh to foot. It works the same on the calf as well. If you push the leg into the foot and the foot into the leg, it might help a little bit with the stability. And as our breath flows, so the energy moves through the body, we are beautifully calm and centered in our tree pose. And don't worry if you wobble a little bit. Remember, trees do tend to move and sway in the breeze. Let's turn that left knee forward. And then with control, drop it back down to the earth as we bring the weight underneath that left foot now. And we take our right foot into tree. And remember, we are not symmetrical beings. So what feels good on one side might feel completely different on the other. Play around with it. Start with the foot on the floor. Find your foundation. Stand tall on that standing leg. Begin maybe to slide the foot up the calf. And if that feels okay and you have the movement without forcing your body into any shape it doesn't want to make, you can possibly bring the foot to the thigh. Focus on that point in front of you. Relax the shoulders. Don't worry if you wobble a little bit. Breathe. Nice deep breath in and a long breath out. Standing tall, rooting down through the sole of your left foot. Let's turn that right knee forward and then drop it down towards the mat. Stepping our feet nice and wide. We are going to flare our toes to the outer corners of the mat as we sit down into a wide-legged squat position. And we can move the hips from side to side, rocking from heel to heel. So our postures don't ever have to remain static. We can move, we can flow, we can find what feels good for you in your body in this moment. And when you come to a position where you feel your weight is even on the right-hand side and the left, we can bring those hands to the heart once more. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, opening out our arms into this goddess arm position, although you're holding on to one of those large gym balls. Pushing the knees out towards the small toes, so you're really getting that lovely stretch into the outside of the hips. As you take an inhale, we're going to straighten the legs and lift the arms up towards the ceiling in this star shape. As we exhale, we draw the elbows back down, we come back down into that squat. We inhale and we lift. We exhale and we sink. 3 more times, inhaling it up, giving the glutes a bit of a squeeze at the top of that movement. Down we come. 2 more, inhale it up, exhaling down. Last time, up, and bring it back down. Let's take the hands onto the top of the thighs if the arms are beginning to hurt. Feel free to keep them up if they feel okay to you. Maybe give the shoulders a little bit of a roll. Can we come onto the toes of that right foot? So we're lifting the heel, keeping that bend into that left knee. It's a tricky little one. Let's drop that heel, coming onto the toes of the left foot now. Lifting the heel and keeping the bend in that right knee. Drop it back down, and then with some relief, straighten through the legs here. Give them a little bit of a shake. We are going to turn our left foot to face the long edge of our mat and turn our right foot to face the short edge, the back of the mat. In my case, reaching our arms up to shoulder height. Move your feet around a little bit if you need to find your foundations. All postures start from the foundation, in this case, our feet. And we are coming into this warrior two. The knee is roughly over the ankle. It's out towards the small toe. The arms are roughly the same height, front and back. And we're looking towards the fingers of our right hand here. Keeping the body upright, okay? So we don't want to lean forward. We want to keep our torso upright. So again, this is a lovely stretch for the outside of the hip on the left leg. And also it has a little bit of external rotation on that right hip as well. Holding it here, so a static hold, even though you're not moving, is still working your body. It's making you strong. If you can, keep your arms where they are, straighten through that right leg. We are turning on the heels, and we're going to come into our warrior pose on the opposite side. So move your feet, find comfortability, find strength in your foundations, And breathe, focusing towards the fingertips of that left hand, keeping that body upright, keeping rooted through our feet, holding it here just for another couple of breaths. And then we're going to straighten that left leg, let the arms drop a little bit if they are beginning to hurt. And we're going to turn the feet towards the outer corners of the mat once more, placing the hands either on the top of your thighs or coming into our goddess arm position as we sit down into that goddess pose and just give ourselves a little bit of a sway from side to side, bringing some movement back into the hips. Let's bring the arms back into our goddess. Tailbone is shooting right down towards the floor here. We're feeling centered, we are feeling balanced, and we are feeling strong. Remember, you can drop your hands onto the top of your thighs if you want to. One last little challenge in this goddess pose. We are going to come onto the toes of that right foot. So we lift the heel on the right-hand side. We are going to stay lifted. So hopefully your legs haven't gone too wide. And we're going to come onto the toes of your left foot. So lifting that heel. Maybe sinking that tailbone down a little bit more. Holding it. Can we hold it here for 3? Remember the breath. Nice smooth breath for 2. And 1. Nice big breath in. Long breath out. Drop the heels. Straighten the legs. Coming straight back into our warrior towards the right hand side. So we bring our arms up to shoulder height. We find that warrior position. Once we feel secure with our foundations, our feet, we are going to move the upper part of our body. So as we breathe in, we're going to drop the left hand down the back of the left leg. Reach the right arm up and behind. Keeping this left shoulder away from the ear and trying to keep that bend into the right knee. On your next breath, we flow through our warrior and come over into a pose called extended side angle. So we're resting that right forearm onto the thigh and the left arm comes overhead. Sorry, I completely forgot which is my left or my right. If it's too much for the arm overhead, keep it dropped down by your side. Moving with the breath, we come back through center and we reverse our warrior once more. Moving slightly quicker as we move back through center and we sweep it over. One last time if we can, coming back through center and wimbling all the way behind to our reverse as we come forward into that extended side angle. Fantastic. Let's bring our arms back to shoulder height. Straighten the right leg. Turn on the heels. Find your foundations. Okay, so we are pushing into the feet, keeping a bend into that left knee. We are strong warriors. As we drop that right hand behind us, reach the left arm up and behind, keeping that bend in that front knee. Sweeping back through center, and we come over to our extended side angle. See how it feels on this side. Again, we can take this top arm down or even behind if that feels better. Inhale, pushing through the feet, drawing ourselves through center as the breath brings us backwards. Inhale through center and forward into our extended side angle. So the legs are not moving. They are strong. They are stable. As we move one last time, all the way back, reversing that warrior. Last time forward, extended side angle. The more tired you get, the more you may find your weight dumping onto that front leg. Try and stay lifted. Maintaining some core control as well. As we bring our arms back, straighten through that left leg, turn all 10 toes to face the front of the mat, relax the arms. If you have the energy or bounce, you can hop your feet together, or you can do the natty little heel toe shuffle and bring your feet together. Maybe walking your feet out a little bit, depending how stiff your hips or tight your hips might be feeling after those little stretches there. So finding yourself once more in your mountain pose, planting your feet roughly underneath the hips or in a position that is good for you. Close your eyes once more, focusing on your breathing. And then beginning to widen your focus to take in the sensations of your body, how you're feeling around the hip area. Whether your ankles are feeling a little bit tight as well from that standing. Maybe wiggling the toes. And then if you open the eyes, maybe just raising up onto the toes and then lowering the heels back down and giving those toes a little bit of a wiggle. To finish this little hip stretch, flexibility, mobility class today, practice today, I should say, we're just going to return to our tree pose. It is such a great posture in so many ways. It brings us the focus, it brings strength to the body, and it works the hips as well. So we start with our right foot as our standing foot, taking our left foot once more, toes to floor, heel to ankle. We're not slumping, we're not relaxing into this posture. We are standing tall. We are bringing the hands to the heart and maybe sliding the foot up to the calf. With all the work that we have done, you might have a little bit more movement into that hip. You might want to investigate drawing it slightly further up the leg. Always standing tall, always pushing leg into foot, foot into leg. Always bringing the breath to the forefront. Turning our left knee forward, as with control, we drop that foot to the floor, bringing the weight into that left foot and turning out at the hip on the right-hand side. Again, we're not just hanging out in tree. We are owning our tree, taking the foot to the calf. And again, just investigating, how it feels on this side. You don't have to do the same one side to the other. Just see how it feels. Find that focus. Don't hold your breath. Relax. Strong through the standing leg. Just holding it here for 3, 2, and 1. Turning that right knee forward, and again, with control, dropping it down towards the floor. Okay, let's just finish once more in our mountain pose, planting the feet, relaxing the hands alongside the body, allowing gravity just to draw you down. And then on the opposite end of that scale, lifting the crown of your head towards the ceiling. So you are standing tall, drawing your inhale through your nose, filling your lungs, filling your abdomen as you breathe in. As you exhale, sending it out through the mouth, bringing your hands towards your heart and giving yourself a bow of thanks for making it onto your mat today. A short, sweet practice. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Give me a like, drop me a comment. I'm always interested to hear from you, and see you again very soon.